Keep your hands up, please.
Thought it was a good opening night for us. You know, it's the first time we had all these guys available. Thought it was a good game for some guys to get their feet wet. You know, I thought our start defensively was great. You know, thought Mark Sears' defensive efforts significantly better than what it was last year. I think you guys can all see it. The one possession, we didn't end up finishing it well. We ended up fouling a three-point shooter, but just his effort on the ball. I love the fact that the crowd recognized how hard he was playing on defense, got into it. You know, first off, the crowd was unbelievable. It's the best crowd we've had for an opener since I've been here. It's a sellout. So, you know, we need to keep continuing like that. So, huge thank you to the student section, where we had more students wanted to come than we had room for, which is great. We need that to be that way every game. Thankful all the season ticket holders that go make it. They got people in their seats, so that was great. But you know, we've got some young guys that we need to get you know, some experience. I thought LeBaron looked great at 9 assists, almost at a double-double. We need one more assist. Aiden Sherrill won the hard hat, and we had 9 rebounds and limited minutes. So, you know, Darion Reed's had some big-time plays too. You know, he had 9 and 6, and thought he started kind of getting more comfortable. He hit that 3 and made his free throws there. So, really happy with the effort from everybody, but you know, obviously the games are going to get a little tougher here moving forward.
Start with Nick Kelly.
Yeah, they plus 39 from Aiden Holloway in his first game for you guys. What stood out about his performance? What do you like?
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. He, I think my favorite play he had was when he got on the floor for that loose ball. That we scored off after he got off on the floor for that. You know, he's making some tough plays, showing he's got some toughness. You know, he can really be a good defensive guard. He's got the quickness to be a great defensive guard. So, you know, he's not passing up open threes. I think, you know, you saw he's capable of shooting it. He's got range. You don't want him passing up any open shots ever. You know, he went 2 or 3 from 3. You know, him and Sears both shot it really well. They're really the only 2 guys that shot it decent. We didn't shoot great from 3 tonight outside of those 2. Mo Diabate went 1 for 1 too, which is good. He's been working a lot on his game. He's a tough kid that makes tough plays, but you know, I was really happy with Holloway. I mean, 11 points, didn't have a turnover. You know, kind of the questions that maybe came up were with some of the stuff in practice, maybe some exhibitions where, you know, we need to be a better defender, need to take care of the ball. I thought he was pretty good on defense. I thought he took care of the ball, and we know he can shoot it, and he shot it really well tonight.
Blake.
Yeah, you mentioned the defensive effort, but how much better equipped do you think this team is to be a good defensive team from a length and personnel standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, you saw it early in the game. They couldn't get a shot off. I mean, we were blocking shots. Barron had a block, Darren had a block, Jaron Stevenson. I mean, you look down the list, we had 4 different guys that blocked. So, you know, Jaron, Darian, Barron's got length at the guard spot. You know, Cliff's obviously a big-time rim protector. He had 2 blocks tonight. So, you know, then we also got guys that Mo Diabate's got length, Grant Nelson's got length. You know, I think we can be a great defensive team if we continue to keep the right mindset. You know, we held them to a .74, which, you know, which is good, very good. I mean, I think we can be better. We give up too many awards. We foul 3-point shooters twice, which isn't good defense, but I thought it was a good first game.
Jack?
Kind of along those same lines, Nate, you mentioned pregame that, you know, Cliff might be a little bit limited, or you're going to try and maybe slow down dealing with some stuff. He still obviously had a big game, but just from some of those other forwards, what did you kind of notice from some of those different lineup combos, and which, if any, maybe stood out to you from a forward standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, we tried to get everybody decent minutes. You know, only had 2 guys go over 24 minutes, and they were barely over 24 with Holloway and Sears, and everybody played at least 15 minutes, so I thought it was pretty good. Everybody's between 15 and 24, so we were able to see, like you said, Aiden Sherrill, Jared Stevenson, Mo Diabate, Grant Nelson, Cliff, You know, Darian Reed kind of can play some 3-4. I think we've got a lot of different ways we can go with that. We can put really good shooting on the floor. Aiden Shrell at the 5. And, you know, Grant and Jaron Stevenson. Jaron's been shooting it really well. You know, and those guys all have some toughness to them too. You can go with some really tough defensive-minded groups. You got Cliff and Mo Diabate, Darian Reed. You kind of put it at the 3 as well as the 4. So got some versatility. I think we tried a little bit of everything out there, and we'll continue to try different lineups together. Different guys seem to play better with each other, but I thought they all played pretty well together tonight, to be honest with you.
Back with Emily.
Coach Oats, I saw Mark Sears earlier tonight at the women's basketball game. Can you tell me a little bit about what it means to this team to continue that support of the women's team as you embark on this hopeful run to a national championship?
Yeah, I think it's great. Our guys are here, they're college students, they're trying to partake in college experience. You know, Mark's one of those guys that's already graduated, could have chosen to go, you know, he'd be playing in the G League at a minimum if he didn't make an NBA team. So he chose to come back, try to win a national championship for his home state team. But he enjoys being a college student, like most of our guys do. So our guys show up, support the football team. It's great that they're here. You know, it was nice that the women were able to play right before us, so we could show up and support them. You know, it's great that guy with Mark's notoriety's here supporting the women. You know, and got different guys at soccer games, baseball games, softball, whatever it is. So I think it's great. We encourage our guys to be college students, not just athletes, but student athletes, and support their fellow student athletes.
Tony.
I know it's a limited amount of minutes, but is this kind of what you were expecting from Cliff when you got him from the transfer portal? Does this come as advertised, I guess?
Yeah, you know, we're going to try to limit his minutes to a lot less than when he played at Rutgers, just because our pace is so much faster, and he needs to be super explosive in his minutes. You know, the bigger games, he'll probably play more than 19 minutes like he did tonight, but 16 and 8 and under 19 minutes is pretty efficient basketball. So I don't know that I'm going to expect 16 and 8 and 19 minutes every night, but you know, whether the minutes end up being 20, 25, whatever they're being, you know, we expect him to, you know, he's 6 of 6 from the floor, 4 at the free throw line, 2 blocks, 8 rebounds. It's a pretty efficient night, 19 minutes. So it doesn't get much more efficient than that. So that is similar to what we expected out of him. But, you know, expect a lot of our front court guys to finish at a solid rate at the rim. So happy to see him play so well his first game here for us.
Drew.
Coach, the team had 21 assists. The ball, you know, was really moving, especially early. What did you think about how the offense as a whole?
Yeah, I thought once we settled in, it got a lot better. We had way too many turnovers the first half. I think we had 9 assists, 8 turnovers the first half. Turned it around, 12 assists, 2 turnovers. Second half, you know, LeBaron having 9 assists as a freshman. It's pretty impressive. You know, he even got Max Sharnowski's bucket there at the end. So we got to get his turnovers cut down. He had 4 turnovers, which is way too many, but you know, he's trying to move the ball. We got a lot of unselfish guys. I mean, you know, Mark Sears has been passing the ball really well. You know, he didn't end up with a ton of assists today, but I think he's had a lot of assists in practice. And he's moving the ball. You know, Mark Holloway, right? So Barron, then we got some, you know, saw Grant Nelson really trying to pass the ball. He maybe wasn't as aggressive as scores he's going to get once he gets where he feels comfortable and healthy, but he'll get the rust knocked off. And that's the other thing you got to realize is Reitzel, Aiden Sherrill, and Grant really haven't played for some over a month or a few weeks. So this is a good game to get the rust knocked off. I was happy to see Reitzel hit that 3 coming off. Looked a lot more like what he's capable of doing. So I thought, you know, the ball moved well. I think we got a lot of guys. Talked a lot about Mudita second half of last season. I thought we had it. Guys were happy for each other on the bench, happy for each other in the game.
56 points in the paint and
18 consecutive threes aren't numbers we're used to seeing from Alabama the past couple of years. Has the increase of depth in the front court kind of changed the play style and game plan a bit?
You know what? I mean, we shoot 46 against Wake Forest. Steve, how many threes we take against Wake Forest? Anybody remember? Was it 46? Is that correct?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So here's what I'd say to that. People ask me all the time, how many threes, is ideal for your team? Well, we've averaged about 30 every year I've been here. So, look, we'll take 50, we'll take 18. Whatever the defense is giving us, we're going to take. We're going to try to be the most efficient team in the country. We were the second most efficient team in the country last year, behind UConn. Now we were number one for most of the year, and then Charlie got hurt. Charlie's the fourth most efficient player in the country. When he got hurt, we slipped from first to second. So if we've got a distinct advantage in the paint like we did tonight, we'll go to it. Other teams are going to have really good defenders in the paint, or they're going to collapse to make sure that we're, who knows how teams are going to guard us, but some teams are going to look at this game and we got to really keep them out of paint. Cliff's scoring 16 in a short amount of points, and Barron's getting the paint whenever he wants, and guys are driving. They collapse, we'll spread, take 46 threes. So I don't think we're going to try to necessarily change our playing style, but we definitely have some lob targets. I mean, you saw Darian catch the lob there late. Cliff's a big-time lob target. We threw him a couple lobs. Aiden Sherrill can be one. He can be a pick and pop guy or a roll guy. I think Jaron and Grant can both get in the rim, or get in the lane, finish at the paint. I thought you saw Jaron show some physicality on his drives that he maybe didn't show last year. I thought he did a great job showing some paint patience and being physical on his drives. So Mo Diabate's super physical. We got some guys that can score in the paint. So if they're going to give us 58 points in the paint, or whatever it was, 56 points in the paint, we'll take them.
Chase.
Just wondered if you could touch on the decisions on the 2 red shirts.
Yeah, so Houston came to us with some knee issues, and he didn't practice all summer. He's an unbelievable kid. I'm super happy he's in our program. He's, when you talk about high character kids, he's at the top of that list. But we wanted to do what was right by him and give him a full off season in our program. We play so much different than what he played at Pepperdine, and he's trying to be a pro, and without having the off season, I think we had put him behind the 8 ball playing him this year. So we had a long discussion with him, his father, and we all decided what would be best is him to really learn how to play the way we want to play. Have an entire year and a half with us now, going into his year with us. Next year, and he's going to make us great in practice. He's going to make us great on the bench. He's going to make us great just being in the program. And then Nas, we kind of took that one all the way up until this past weekend. He's got to get more physical. He's got to put some weight on. With our depth, I wasn't sure how many minutes he was going to play some of these games. So again, with him, and we talked, there's been different guys that shoot. Preston Murphy, coach won it. Creighton kid Justin Patton redshirted to put on weight, and then he played 1 year and left after the 1 year after he redshirted. So we still think Nas has ridiculously high upside. He's 6'7", 6'8" guard that shoots it really well with all kinds of athleticism. We just got to put on a lot of weight and figure out kind of how we play. So we just thought it'd be smart. With Nas particularly, if you're playing in a game, you can't really lift. He's going to lift, get his diet, his nutrition the way it needs to be. He can lift the day before a game, the day of a game. He can really focus on putting some weight on, so he's a lot more physical to play for us next year.
2 more up front here.
Coach, you've talked about for this team to do what it wants to do this season, it starts with bringing it game 1 from an intensity, effort, energy standpoint. What did you like from this one, and what do you take as these tough games for down the road?
Yeah, I thought we brought it with the intensity. I think there's plenty of stuff we need to clean up. But as far as effort and all that stuff goes, I thought it was really good. I thought our guys played hard. Just never going to be a perfect game. It wasn't perfect, but I was really happy. I mean, you look at Mark Sears' preseason player of the year in a lot of publications. You look at the effort he gave on defense. Probably should have put him on Marsh. To be honest with you, he probably did the best job on Marsh of anybody. So it'd be nice if sometimes you can take your best player and put him on the opposing team's best player because he's your best defender on the perimeter. I think, you know, he's got a lot better effort on the defensive end. Barron had great effort on the defensive end. Like I referenced it earlier, but Holloway dives on the floor in the middle of the paint with all the bigs and jigs out a loose ball and we score off it. Those are the kind of plays we're looking for. And when you get them out of your guards, they're also super skilled. And, you know, I think that because we know we're going to get toughness and physicality out of Diabate and Cliff and just kind of what Darian Reed is and some of those guys. To get it out of our guards too, I thought was big.
Last one, Henry.
Yeah, you mentioned it a little bit, but can you go into a little more of what you saw from LeBaron tonight and kind of how he's developed so far since he joined you guys?
Yeah, I mean, LeBaron came in right out of the gate when we got the guys here in June and established himself as one of the best two-way guards in the program. I mean, he's been guarding. You know, he takes that role as a two-way guy very seriously. You know, we weren't sure how many minutes he was going to play when we first got him. Within the first month of him being here in the summer, we knew he was going to be in rotation. You know, and then he's just continued to establish himself as, should he had 9 assists today. I mean, he's a guy that could very easily end up with a triple-double this year at some point, you know, if we were able to give him enough minutes, you know, with how he passes it and how hard he plays on defense. He's got to do a better job rebounding on the defensive end particularly. I thought he gave up a couple tonight, but, you know, he's going to be very good. I think he's got a chance to play at the next level with just being looking for two-way guys. You know, if he shoots it like we think he's capable of shooting it this year, I think he's got a chance to be a pro, an NBA pro, and I think that's what he's working for. And that's our goal, is to get him there, and he's going to help us win a lot of games this year.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks. Appreciate all you guys being here tonight.